Myanmar in white.
Myanmar will be looking to start at the same sort of tempo they did in their first game, and the Philippines will really have to be on their toes for the first 5 minutes.
There's a good look at Pocholo Bugas, much taller than his brother Paolo, product of the Far Eastern University football program. There's a foul early on Wyrick Gallantes. Early foul as well. It is going to get physical today. There's so much at stake, Darren.
Of course, these 3 points will really swing the group, and for those of you who know, both of the first games in this group both ended as 1-1 draws, so everyone's sharing the points. And really, this are two nations that, when you put it up against, would be looking to go on and get out of this group and advance to the semi-final phases.
There's Wyrick Gallantes, 18 years old, full-blooded Filipino who learned his football in Scotland. He was born here, went to Scotland as a youngster, and is playing in the 5th tier of Scottish football. And we have an injury here to So Mok Chow, the goal scorer from last Monday. Nagtataka kayo kung bakit naglalaro dito si Stefan Schrock at si Amani Aguinaldo dito sa SEA Games, which is supposed to be an under-23 or under-22 competition. It is because the Philippines is allowing 2 overage players in this edition of the SEA Games, and Myanmar does not seem to be taking advantage of that rule. They are sending a 22-year-old team. However, Flying Bobo is 23 years old. He turned 23 last June 12th. So he is the only overage player for Myanmar, and that in your picture is half of our overage lineup. Gallantes. Chima Ozoka mixing it in. Short pass there by Flying Bobo, the captain of this Burmese squad. This is Luen Mo Ong. Ye Yin Tong.
Myanmar, as you can see, are a very composed side and happy to keep the ball in a low rotation. And we've seen them when they played against Malaysia, when they do get the ball into the final third, they've got a lot of chemistry in and amongst their attacking players. So the Philippines should just be very careful, keep shape, shouldn't really overcommit. It's still early in the game.
Looks like Myanmar very patient in the build-up. Ye Yin Tong. There's Chima Ozoka, who played a year of UAP football for National University, and his brother Kennedy Ozoka also played for the Philippines in the Southeast Asian games previously. Free kick dito para sa Philippines, at walang iba kundi si Stefan Schrock ang kukuha nito. And having a player who can curve the ball and place the ball like Schrocky can in a situation like this, it's really golden, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better than a corner for me. You got a better angle to put it into a good, dangerous area like he has done.
And he was looking for his fellow overage player, Amani Aguinaldo. And the Philippines have won a corner.
And out of all the players on the field that you want the ball to fall to, Amani, excellent in the air. And to be honest with you, he is so physically well developed. He's really come on since he went to Malaysia to play. He's going to be difficult to mark today.
Clearance there from Mo. And this is Dennis Chung, the toast of Philippine football at the moment, for that glorious goal on Monday. There he is, just 19 years old. What an impact sub he was against Cambodia in the 93rd minute. There's a chase down there from Pocholo Bugas from Nabunturan, Compostela Valley. You are watching the Philippines versus Myanmar in men's football 2019 Southeast Asian Games on SNA. You can also catch this game on iWant. Please download the iWant app right now. And there's Justin Baas, already with senior team experience for the Ascals. Here's Stefan Schrock. So shifty. He's got some space here. Schrocky wheels it in, looking for Chima Uzoka.
And I think Schrock's reputation really precedes him. You can see Myanmar just dropping off, giving him an extra yard, and that's exactly what you don't want to do when you're playing against a player who really at the moment has it all. He's been in great form for his home club Ceres and also for the national team, who are currently playing in the World Cup qualifiers. So a real asset to this this younger Philippine Ascals side.
There is Justin Baas. Justin Kagurangan Baas plays for Young AZ in the Eerste Division, the second tier of Dutch football. Was in the Dutch national team at under 15 level and debuted against Guam in his full senior debut for the Ascals, a 4-1 win. And it looks like it is Mardiano who is the deepest, the center back lying closest to the goalkeeper, and Baas is in a central holding midfield role. Very interesting.
Well, I think players that come out of Belgium, Holland, very good technically, that's what they're known for. And he's got the pedigree to do it.
And here's an early test for Anthony Pintus. Pintus, Filipino-Swiss player, playing in the fourth tier in Switzerland. He was solid last Monday. Myanmar on the attack. That was Luen Moang. This is Miat Kaung Kant. Aung Kaung Man loses possession. This is Aung Nan Nguyen. And the Philippines doing a terrific job of really harassing the ball handlers of Myanmar at the moment.
And of course, that's what you expect from the home nation. And the Philippines, when they're playing like that, they're a difficult side to play against. And just the belief that the team seems to have started this game with, it looks positive. You can see confidence on the ball and
Bulgas
finding their men.
Flicked over to Justin Baas on the right flank. Baas. Chung. Dennis Chung. Strachey into the box! Gallantes heads over the bar. Philippines so close to a breakthrough in the 9th minute.
Yes, good build-up down the right-hand side. Lovely little reverse passes, bit of combination play. Yeah, a little bit of luck there, but he's found his man, and I think anyone just with a couple more inches of height might be able to redirect that onto goal. But that is a good, positive start from the Philippines here.
Eric Gallantes, product of the Hibernian Football Club youth system, and Hibernians, Hibs are a very prominent club in Scotland. And there's Marvin Centeno from the University of the East, out of position. He's Diano. Oh, wow. Almost an error there, but Pintas knocks it clear. There's Christian Rostini, Christian Rontini rather, plays for Sangiovese in Serie D, the 5th tier of Italian football. Came on as a substitute, had a few chances. Rontini, 20 years old. Pagkakataon dito para sa Myanmar, and that just goes beyond the near post. Aung Kang Man could have been a hero there.
Yeah, it's a good turn back inside. He's got his head up and hit a good area.
Ooh. Did Amani interfere in just a hair on that play?
I think just his physical presence there was just enough just to put off the striker, but that could be a little bit of a let-off there for the Philippines.
Philippines will be playing their 3rd match against Malaysia, and definitely want to catch that game on SNA or I1 on Friday. Looks like those are the Myanmar supporters who are making quite a racket inside the grandstand. Kaya mamaya siguro maririnig din natin ang Ultras Pilipinas. Nandun sila sa isang kanto, baka makita natin in a few moments. There they are. Always a presence. Bugas back to Aguinaldo. Looks like Baas is almost playing as an attacking midfielder.
It's almost as if they haven't really settled on who the holding centre mid is, and they're sharing the responsibilities in there, managing to keep it quite tight in the middle. From my observations of the first game that Myanmar played, they were very good at penetrating through the middle of the park, and I think that's where the Philippines have done their adjustments by having quite a defensive-minded player in the middle of the park.
Meanwhile, of course, the move that raised all the eyebrows. Harvey Gayoso playing at left back. What do you make of that? 2nd game in a row.
Well, I think part of it is perhaps he is naturally left-footed, which gives people the confidence to play through him at the back. And if he can gain in confidence himself and start joining in, he doesn't need to necessarily overlap. I mean, a lot of teams, Manchester City, very good at doing it, playing with inverted wing-backs, just stepping inside and helping out with the play. Let's see if he can develop in terms of confidence throughout this SEA Games.
How nice that you say some nice things about Manchester City on here, Darren. That is absolutely wonderful.
I was just using it as an example, Bob.
Schrock going after the Myanmar goalkeeper, Sansat Nang. Bugas tried to send it back to Chung. This is Baas. Great technique by Baas, and as I say that, he gives the ball away. And here is Myanmar on the attack. Cleared by Aguinaldo. The captain, Lang Bobo, offloads to Son Mok Chao. Oh, a great little piece of work. And Myanmar take a 1-0 lead in the 16th minute.
And that's what we were talking about the combination play going forwards. They're so well attuned. The 3rd man running, the player who's moving off the ball while the passenger player is building up. That's exactly what the Philippines needed to be looking out for.
Aung Kang Man filters through Pintas. And a delightful ball there by Myat Kong Kant. just over Amani Aguinaldo's head. Pintas got a piece of that, but too much of it. Had a free rein into the goal, and Myanmar take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's a shame considering how bright the Philippines has started. And we just have possession, perhaps giving it away, couple too many touches. And at this level of football, especially against a team that come into this game with confidence, you can get punished when you make mistakes, unfortunately. But what we did learn in the first game against Cambodia is that the Philippines does have a lot of spirit. It's got a lot of character, and I'm sure they will be looking to make an answer and a reply much quicker than what they did in the first game.
There's great work from Mar Vincent Diano from Masbate. And you hear about so many great talents coming out of that football-mad province, and it's fantastic to see a Masbateño. There he is there, Mar Vincent Diano. Striker for UE, but played central defense for the under-19 national team against Dan Padernal, and he's a center back today. Unfortunately, his line has been breached. Tignan natin kung makakabawi sila. Bugas offloads to Baas. Hinahanap si Strock. Uzoka squares it to Eric Gallantes. And a fine piece of defensive work there from Somo Chow. Belisar Popov likes what he sees, especially the goal of that young man there, Ong Kong Man.
Yeah, they've definitely been working and training on, having the third man running off the ball. Good understanding. It was a tight area, but it was a great little through pass over the top of Armani's head. But the Philippines should still be positive. It's still very early in the game, and there's still plenty of time to play.
Harvey Gayoso, two-time UAP seniors champion. What a great goal he scored to send the game into overtime, the final to overtime earlier in the year, last March. On this very ground, we need some magic for him today, perhaps. Remember, Myanmar has won the last two fixtures in the SEA Games between these two countries, 5-0 and 5-1. Let's see if Philippines can make a new kind of history as Frontini and Somo Chow collide. Rather, it's Eric Gallantes. Free kick para sa Myanmar sa teritoryo ng Pilipinas. This is Ong Nang Nguyen. Instead, it's taken by Myat Kong Kant. Diano punches this one forward. Naagawan. This is Myat Kong Kant. And that is wrenched back forward towards Chima Ozoka. The keeper cannot touch that ball. And they've done brilliantly to get possession back, Darren. Great piece of work from Myanmar.
Yeah, under pressure there, I think the defensive players for the Philippines doing a good job to stand their ground and just played it, calculated ball forwards, and Chima chased it down. But Myanmar up to the task in terms of adjusting and keeping possession.
Baas was looking for Dennis Chung. Myanmar take the lead in the 16th minute. Zoran Milojevic, some concern. Gayoso. Gayantes muscled off the ball there a bit.
Yeah, it's been a couple of times he's got involved physically, and I mean, he's left-footed, reminds me a little bit of a younger Chiefy, but what Chiefy was very good at was drifting into spaces and receiving it with a little bit more time.
Again, this is Miat Kamkan. Awkward for Gayoso. He buys them a little bit of time here. Baas. Myanmar continuing to look very, very composed. Bun Mo Ang. This is Yemin too. The Philippines not pressing in the Myanmar defensive third. Dumped into the left flank. Bugas has to mark him. Oh, wonderful dummy. And a big interception in the end there by Gayoso.
Yeah, they have a very good understanding of one another in the final third, and it just makes you wonder, does Marco Casambre still carry an injury? I think someone like him would make quite a big difference at the back. You know, international experience, already played for the senior team, and applying his trade abroad already, so...
Correct, Marco Casambre may iniin daw sa kanyang hita. And that's what our sources are telling us. Naglalaro siya sa China Hornbill. There's Marvin Sendiano, a UE Red Warrior. But yeah, going back to Casambre, a really good physical presence. One hopes that he can be well at some point to participate in this campaign. Velisar Popov is not amused.
As I mentioned before, he's very animated, he's very passionate, and seems to be rubbing off on his players as well.
Of course, Timor-Leste and Cambodia will be playing. Mapapanood mo ang larong yun pagkatapos nitong unang laro ngayon sa Rizal Memorial. That should be a good match as well, a debut for the Timorese. Giano elects to go back to Pinthus. Chance here storming down the right flank is Pocholo Bugas, and he gets the cross off. It's straight into the bread basket of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Pocholo Bugas actually done well to get the ball back into the box there. Perhaps already had drifted off for a goal kick. But it was a well-weighted pass there by Stefan Strock, and he read it well.
That's just one of the many things that Schrock will give you when he's on your side. This is Flying Bobo. Myanmar really mixing it up, aren't they, with the short passes followed by long ones?
Yeah, I think they're a good side, actually. Look as if they've done a lot of work together, reacting quite quickly to the scenarios in front of them. And it's actually Stefan Strott that's been calling the boys back in just to try to sit a little bit deeper and keep the play deep in terms of Myanmar building up.
Pretty good tempo for an afternoon game. It is 32 degrees out there, although shade has covered almost the entire park. There's Lun Mo Ang, and he's released So Myok Chow here. And fine work from Marvin Centeno.
Yeah, good work to get around there. A well-weighted pass, picked out his striker.
Dan Padernal told me he likes having Marvin Centeno as a center back kasi alam niya, kabisado niya ang galaw ng striker.
Yeah, it happens that way when you try to track players' career paths. People do move around the pitch as they get older.
It helps you become a really well-rounded footballer.
I mean, that's one of the philosophies that is really used in Europe, where they try not to label players into positions at a younger age, try to give them a better understanding of the game for when they get older. Total football.
That's the old Johan Cruyff Dutch concept, Rinus Michels. Baas. So Baas now is back to playing deep again, like a number 6. And here is Dennis Chung. I think naghihintay magkaroon ng advantage dito ang referee. Nung nawala, pumito siya. The Youth Academy of Hertha Berlin. He's Dennis Chung. Schrock taking the free kick just over Chima Ozoka. And that's very sensible there from Mardiano. Mardiano is in a real pressure cooker spot, isn't he? As the last man there.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I mean, for the experience as well to be playing at this level, sometimes it takes games for you to settle in. He's doing a good job, especially considering that the team is 1-0 down on a big stage.
This is Harvey Gayoso. So Myok Chow is called there for the foul. Medyo nabigyan niya ng bahagya si Wyrick Gallantes. And it's a pretty decent spot for a free kick here, although they've got this quite close to the sideline. Stefan Schrock wheels it in to the far post, and it will trickle out for a goal kick. We are at the half-hour mark. And this is the kind of player the Philippines has been looking for a long time. Justin Baas, big, tall central defender.
Yeah, I think we've really been looking for someone to step in after Rob Gear. I know that they've Silva's come in and done a good job, but he's towards the end of his career already. So to be able to pick up 20-year-olds who play really well at centre-back is quite important for the progression of the national team at senior level.
And he's very confident on the ball. As you know, he's like Stones of the English national team. So Baas and Aguinaldo could be a centre-back pairing for the next decade.
Yeah, I think so. And as well as with Marco Gasambre after nursing his injury, also a very good defender. So things are looking good for the future, but we've got to take it every game as it comes, and this is a big game for this young group of men, sorry.
Mardiano playing his club football for Mendiola FC 1991. There's Chima Uzoka, Filipino-Nigerian, who's having a discussion with our Syrian referee. This is the captain playing Bobo, and Ang Nang Nguyen is dropped back. Philippines lurking, letting Myanmar pass the ball back and forth. That first bank of four. Yeah. Chance now here for the visitors. And the shot is scuffed. It'll go off a Philippine boot though. Kakaroon ng corner kick ang Myanmar. Why there with a good incursion into the left flank. Kongtan. This will be an in-swinger. It's off the post. Cleared off the post, I think, by Diano. Gallantes with some room. Needs some support. Chung is on the other side. It's 3-on-2. Stefan Schrock drags the ball back. And then Myanmar almost gives it right back. Desperation transition defense from Myanmar.
Yeah, we have good numbers there. Myanmar really struggling to get back in behind the ball, and great work from the Philippines to try to keep this game alive.
Gayoso apologizing here for the hit on Nguyen Mong Ang. I think he's going to be okay. Nguyen Mong Ang plays his football for Ayeyawadi United. Nhat Kang and Amadi has to get his body in there, and not surprisingly the foul committed by Ang Kong Man. Yan talagang ginagawa ng mga strikers when they know they have nothing to lose, do they?
Yeah, well, he cut just at the right time, trying to get in behind Amani again, but this time Amani up for the challenge and got his body exactly where he needs to put it.
Medyo tumulak ng konti si Man, and then he runs into Pintas as well. "35 minutes gone, 1-0 to Myanmar."
It's a similar story to where we were during the first game against Cambodia. And quite similar as well for Myanmar. And what we saw in the second half is that the Philippines managed to go on and build to a higher tempo. And Myanmar actually started to struggle to keep their tempo, although this game they have been more efficient on the ball, so expect it to stay closer for longer.
Tetpoai, can he get through Pocholo Bugas? He's won them a corner. Uzoka, Aguinaldo, Gayoso, Bugas, Diano, 5 players with UAAP experience on the park today for the Philippines. Flying Bobo goes far post. He goes too far, and the ball has gone out of bounds over the byline. Bit of a wasted corner there, Darren.
I think so. I think that's the first bad corner that I've seen them take during their first game. Every single one put right onto the goalkeeper, made it very difficult, although these are different circumstances, and it looks as if they may have changed a little bit, trying to hit different areas when it comes from their set pieces.
The entire ball has to go out the byline, and apparently that is what has happened. Zhang Kang Man has paid a bit of a price for that. It's his hand that seems to have taken a knock. There the Ultras Pilipinas. Walang sawang suporta para sa mga national teams natin sa football at pati rin sa mga ibang sports. Nandun din sila kahapon sa Binyan to put some wind in the sails of our Philippine women's national team, who drew Myanmar yesterday in a very attritional goalless game. But a good performance as well. Cam Rodriguez had a chance in that game, sent it straight to the keeper, unfortunately, but it's good to see the women's national team draw a country that is usually a bit above them in terms of standard. That's clever there from the keeper to put that ball to a safer spot. Wonderful control there from Mardiano. For a moment there, Aung Kang Man. And again, it's punched to Ted Poai. And he blazes past Pocholo Bugas. And Myanmar are inches away from 2-0. But Myat Kaung Kant unable to get his boot to that ball.
And that's where they're so good. I mean, excellent individual work to get past this man. But just look, there are three players inside the 6-yard box. They have a very good understanding and they believe in one another. And that is why when they're in the final third, for me, best side I've seen so far in the SEA Games.
Medyo nakailag ng bala ang Pilipinas. With that chance gone begging. And Schrock has gone down. And that's about the last thing you want to see if you're a Filipino football fan.
He's been at the end of some pretty heavy tackles in these first 2 games. I mean, when you go into the games with the sort of reputation of Stefan Schrock, it can be expected.
He just got flipped there. Schrock's going to be okay, and looking to give some good service. Into the box, a bit low though, and it's cleared out, but for a corner.
And there's been some big-headed goals on big occasions for the Philippine national team, and this would be a good time for someone to rise up and put the ball in the back of the net.
Diano is in there, as is Chima Ozoka. It's dealt with well, and there's Cayoso. He wants to get in on the offensive action as well, you know it, but that is with his weaker right foot. 2 goals he scored in the last 3 games. He assisted on Raymart Kubon's header as well against Cambodia and scored against Timor-Leste. 3.5 minutes to go in this absorbing first half that has seen Myanmar take the 1-0 lead. And Amani Aguinaldo seems to have brought down Tet Po Wai, and it's going to be a free kick here for the visitors. Unless Tet Po Wai made a meal of that one. It's taken quickly. There's a problem here. Uzoka. Oh, and a chance here. Rontini, Chung, and Chima Uzoka, you must have to say, has to do a little bit better than that, Darren Hartman.
I mean, at this sort of level, national team, home country, and you've been put through on a plate. It doesn't matter how it's happened, but really, you've got to get your shot off from there, Bob. You've really got to get a shot off. And what a good time that would have been to you know, arguably get the Philippines 1-1 at half-time.
Edison Suerte is in the game. Adopted by Norwegian parents and has played for the under-19 side of Norway. Started the last game and is coming in for Bugas. Presumably it's like for like. Flying Bobo in the direction of Tet Po Wai. Here's Edison Suerte. He's going to let that one go through. Uzoka. Baas has moved back up again. Check that. That's Rontini trying to feed Eric Gallantes. And we are nearing stoppage time. Gallantes. Early cross back towards the middle. Chung lays it back. Baas! Justin Baas is leveled for the Philippines. 1-1. Call mom, call dad. I got some news for you. I'm on the score sheet. Justin Baas, the sweetest of volleys, just before halftime.
Yeah, it's a great delivery though into the box. It's deep, and Chong it is with a little set down and great technique, but it's a team goal. He could have headed it, but he had the composure just to chest it down to his teammate. We had 2, 3, 4 players in the box, and that's exactly what you would want from a home side, to believe in themselves like that. And you can just see how much it means to Rizal Stadium at the moment, and to the rest of the Filipinos who are tuning in and watching this game. What a time to score.
They sent him up the formation, and the gamble has paid off. And how about, what a tournament Dennis Chung is having, a goal and assist in the first 2 games.
And there's just 2 minutes left. 3 minutes of added time, and the Philippines will be going into the dressing room with a lot of confidence, but they've still got to make sure that they keep things tight. Concentration now, boys.
3 minutes of stoppage time. They've gone straight at goal, trying to catch Pinta snapping. one of the best goals we've seen from a player in a Philippines shirt in a while, Darren.
It's just good that the Philippines have got that confidence amongst themselves. I wish they weren't doing it to us, putting us 1-0 down, dragging us through the emotions, but that was a great team goal. Excellent technique from 3 or 4 players to make that happen.
So, Myanmar, you got to think, just wants to see the locker room right now.
I think so. That would be a real shock to them. They're not used to... It doesn't look as if they're used to teams really piling on pressure like the Philippines has just done. They were outnumbered in the box there.
The tactical changes from Coach Goran Milojevic have paid off handsomely thus far, as that is the end of a fantastic first half. Ong Kong Man putting Myanmar in front after 16 minutes with a great finish, and then the leveler from this 19-year-old Justin Bass. After the first half here in SEA Games Football 2019 Group A action, it's Myanmar 1, Philippines 1. Welcome back to ABS-CBN Sports coverage of the 2019 Southeast Asian Games men's football competition. Second half underway here in Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Myanmar taking the 16th minute lead with Aung Kang Man's finish brilliantly negated by Justin Bass's volley a minute into stoppage time. Bob Guerrero and Darren Hartman. Night has fallen here in Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Tignan natin kung anong may bibigay ng Pilipinas ngayon.
Yes, it was a really exciting end to the first half. Similar to the end of the second half against Cambodia, and the Philippines find themselves at 1-1 after going 1-0 down. And it's going to be a really, really exciting 45 minutes of football here at Rizal. And of course, we know that the 3 points will mean a lot to both of the nations. So expect a very high-tempo, end-to-end game. Great feat.
Uzoka wins the free kick.
And one of the things that probably should have been mentioned before the game is there were 3 Myanmar defenders that picked up yellow cards. And if you want to play the competition properly, you can actually gauge that and say, look, okay, who are they playing next? How do I need to conduct myself when we're playing against these defenders? Do we get them to pick up their suspensions now? Because you can force teams to drop points as well.
Yan yung mga gulang dito sa SEA Games football.
I mean, when you picked up as many cards as I've done, you understand that sort of thing. So
you can be a croupier in a casino with the cards you've picked up. I know you're a hard man as well when you're playing center back.
There's a few hard men out there as well today, Bob. I mean, Armani Aguinaldo is one I wouldn't have gone up for a big challenge with.
He's blossomed into a hard man, yes. And you have to be. You can't be a nice guy, particularly if you're a center back, can you?
I think there are just certain positions where just being a little bit tenacious really helps you. Across the back, obviously it's important. You've got to pick your moments, and I think the Philippines in the middle through Stefan Schrock as well have someone who's very good at getting on the heels of players. I think Myanmar are aware of that. They're playing a lot deeper, a lot more cautious than they were against Malaysia, where they were very flowing and attacking.
They're playing like an away team, I guess. And I don't think that ball's going to get there. Oh, my goodness. And Harvey Gayoso, he knows this ground not well, does he? He knows exactly how hard the ball has to be to make it to the byline.
Yeah, I was just thinking that at half-time as well, when you mentioned that there were at least 5 players involved in the SEA Games that have played at UAAP level, and of course, this is one of the home venues in rotation for the UAAP, and it does help.
Yeah. Dennis Chung, forward to Uzoka. Straight back to Schrock. That's not much of a clearance. When it goes to Schrocky, Uzoka! And the whistle is blown. He's offside. He chested it down well enough, though.
Yeah, he's done everything right. I think just the combination of Myanmar just keeping their eyes on the ball. He's got to check. You've got to check.
He was a good yard offside. No complaints there. Malaysia with the rest day today. Cambodia playing Timor-Leste right after this, which you can watch here on SNA or I1. And this is Dennis Chung. Releases Schrock. Uzoka making a run. Gallantes making a run. Corner kick to the Philippines. And you're gesticulating there, Darren, in your seat.
Exactly the same as what Schrock's thinking. The movement in the box has got to be better. You cannot be static at this level. You're either showing or you are cutting. And just there, just Schrock just looking up and not seeing the movement. And if you're the 9, if you're the centre man, the worst thing you can do is occupy the space. I just have visions of the players that I played alongside. I mean, my brother was one of them. He plays out wide.
Which one?
Matthew, when he's on the left-hand side. He really wants the number 9 to get past the first post, pull the bigger, dangerous centre-back out of the equation. So the winger can cut the ball back to a player that's just got an easy opportunity to score.
Chance gone begging. This is Edison Suerte. Suerte. Pagkakataon dito para sa Myanmar. And it's going here to Tet Pho Wai. Desperation defending.
Chong is having a great game.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was Chung because that's not part of his area of responsibility. But yes, it is Chung.
It's a massive run back in. He was just in the attacking third and he's got all the way back in, and we needed the numbers there. And that's the sort of passion that we're going to need, Bob, if we're going to get through this 45 minutes and push for a win.
Ang layo ng tinakbo ni Dennis Chung dyan. But you can tell that every single one of these 11 players are wearing this jersey with pride. Ayaw nila magpatalo dito sa Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Ang muna Soe. The Tet Pho Wai. Will the Philippines, should the Philippines be content with a draw? You have to think that maybe not. I think they've got to go for the win here.
I think so as well. We shouldn't really be looking at what the other countries are doing. We should be looking at, okay, we play Cambodia, we've only taken a point. And if we draw every game, it makes it very difficult to qualify.
And Cambodia surely will get 3 points against Timor-Leste. Uzoka. Schrock is leveled. And this is a juicy spot here.
Lovely first touch there.
That's almost cardable there. You've got to think. Free kick for the Philippines. Far post. Cleared by Ye Yun Taung. Aguinaldo remains in the box. Dayoso. Diano. Wide to Suerte. Gallantes, that's very clever, Darren. Wide again to Baas. Here's the cross. Punched clear by Sansat Nai. Shrocky. Philippines with momentum. Towards Uzoka. Claimed again. Uzoka's well covered. That's a foul. Philippines got the bit between the teeth there.
Yeah, doing very well to crowd out when they've lost the ball. That's what we call a good transition. And the Philippines able to commit players forwards. I think with the adjustment at right back, looks more natural. And it looks like Harvey on the left-hand side was the one who delivered the second cross, so starting to believe in ourselves as well.
Sansat Nai, good piece of work there to punch clear. Rocky. Uzoka, oh, he's misjudged it.
Although if this was to stay a draw, I think that a lot of people, I don't want to undermine the quality of Timor-Leste, but that game becomes quite a big game if there's a lot of draws in this group, because goal difference could be a factor.
Philippines will be playing Timor-Leste next week, their last group game. Suerte knocks it down. Gotta say, Mardiano's first touch is outstanding.
Yeah, he's been playing well. I mean, positional play is never going to be easy when you're getting accustomed to playing a position, but in terms of technical ability, in terms of physically being prepared for the games, he's doing okay.
And the flag stays down, but Pintas will get there first.
The good thing about the start of this second half is we've managed to reduce Myanmar's style of play. They're not really able to settle into a rhythm, and that's when they're dangerous.
And there's a problem here. That's where you see the inexperience of some of these young goalkeepers, Darren. Sansat Nang caught in two minds.
Yeah, I think achievement there. If he just presses him like he's an outfield player, I mean, anything can happen. There is a difference between senior level of football and under 22s. These guys are still learning their trade.
Throw in for the Philippines as we near the half-hour mark. The hour mark, rather. Chung is hacked. But the call's gone the other way. Schrock is having a word with Chima Ozoka. And that's good captaincy there. Spread the knowledge, encourage the other players.
Of course, that's a sign of a great player. Good players influence the game just for themselves, but really good players, great players influence the game for the players around them as well.
Almost a give and go, well read there by Amani Aguinaldo. There's Rontini. Schrock, his first touch lets him down. He gets another chance. Stefan Schrock. It's a three-hopper to Sansat Nang.
That's what we've got to do. We've got to just keep the pressure on, keep creating opportunities. He only had one idea on his mind there. Had a couple of runners right and left, but as long as you're testing the goalkeeper. Goes down to that old cliche, Bob, don't shoot, don't score.
That's right. Pays to hit him. Rontini. See a change here as Somyo Chow, the goal scorer from Wednesday, is out, and Winmo Chow is in the game. He is listed as a defender, plays for Magway in the Myanmar Premier top division. Philippines has already made one change, Bugas going out in favor of Edison Suerte. Bobo orchestrating. Oh, A back heel there, good technique, but it's gone straight to Rontini. Stefan Struck. Oh, wonderful work from Struck. Uzoka's lurking, and Struck kind of scoops it over, but it's fallen to Chung. Bass! Or is that Rontini? No, it's Bass, who cannot find the target for the second time. But look at this work from Stefan Struck right here.
Yeah, just looked to cut inside, pulled the left back inside out and rolled it through his legs. Little dink into the far post. Yeah. And again, Chong just having the composure just to set the ball back. Similar combination, weaker foot maybe, but you could just hear the crowd at Rizal. The people are starting to show out their support.
Stefan Struck abusing Yemin too there with the nutmeg. Looks like the crowd has started to trickle in, at least there on the bleacher section. It's getting noisy in here. Amani. Pintos. SEA Games back here in the Rizal Memorial after a 28-year absence. Square passes there from Myanmar. Suerte. Luen Mo Ang. This is Tet Korwai, who's dropped deep. Flying Bobo. Wonderful through ball. And the flag is up. And there will be no second goal for Ang Kong Man just yet. You like the ball there, though, by the captain, Lang Bobo.
Yeah, it's a lovely weighted pass through, and that time just caught offside. Perhaps half a yard. Good decision from the referee's assistant. But take nothing away from the weight of the through pass. Very good vision.
That Boy Awai is hurt. From Shan United, one of the top clubs in Myanmar. Nagkakaroon ng conference dito between the referee and Amani Aguinaldo and Ang Kong Man. This is Gallantes. Wyrick Gallantes can't quite find Dennis Chung. Gayoso. Can we see some magic from that left foot? Well, that was his right foot that he was trying to use there for a moment. Stefan Struck. Heavy first touch there from Uzoka, although that was a bit of a stiff pass from Struck.
Yeah, I think when you play at the higher level, you really do punch your passes in, and he's done well actually, Chima, to receive that on the half turn. Anything a little bit closer to him probably would have caused some issues for the goalkeeper in green. But I think the tactical changes, Philippines switching and rotating their wingers so they can play with at least one side inverted. There's quite a good balance at the moment to the side in navy blue.
This is Luen Mo Ang. Flying Bobo back to Luen Mo Ang. That's good defending there by Mardiano. Did the sensible thing to save the corner. What a revelation Diano has been think of all the goals that he scored in UAAP, and there were a bunch of them. And he's turned around and turned out to be a pretty decent international level center back.
Yeah, he's got a good basic foundation, and he's definitely going to be tested in these last 25 minutes.
Flying Bobo, scuffed attempt, as there are 25 of those minutes left. Chima Ozoka, he's been given his chances in these first two games. You got to think he's going to convert one of them sooner than later. And that's naughty there from Armani Aguinaldo, to say the least.
Yeah, you're always going to expect a couple of those from Armani.
And it's a yellow card to Velizar Popov, who did not react charitably, perhaps, to this challenge on his player from Armani Aguinaldo. Pintus, safe hands. Suerte, no call. Thetpo wide. And Armani holds his ground and skates around one player. Schrock, so elusive. This is Rontini. Chung on the left flank. Gallantes in the middle. Chung. And the keeper spilled it. And what's the call here? Corner kick or goal kick? And Sansat Nang is struggling now. He seems to have gotten himself hurt.
Yeah, similar sort of position to that Chima found himself in earlier.
And I think the ball never went out.
What did the referee give? Did he give a free kick or a corner? Corner.
Corner. Looks like the Philippines are going to make some changes, and it's J.R. Suba who could be coming in again.
I think that'd be a good decision at the moment. Suba had a fantastic game, I thought. In the first game, looked very lively, had a lot of pace and tempo in and around him.
And Suba will come in for Dennis Chung. Suba from San Beda High School, now playing for the champion San Beda Lion College teams. He is from Tarlac. The great thing about football in the Philippines recently, the players are coming from all over the place. And J.R. Suba, a proud Tarlaqueño, could have added an assist there in the first game had Chima Ozoka just gotten his head to one of his crosses. But let's see if Suba can be a difference maker this time. Here he is. There's the center for Ozoka, and they've won themselves a corner kick.
Yeah, he's done well there. It's always difficult to come into a game where the tempo's so high. It was a lovely diagonal pass there by Stefan Schrock, but it's a massive ask from a substitute to come on and really put the paces on, and he's done well to convert that into a corner.
Fresh legs from Mariano Suba Jr. And we have two Myanmar players down. This is Gayoso. It was an awkward ball for Harvey, who has one more year of eligibility in UAAP left. Speculation whether he will take it or turn pro. is Win Mo Kiao. This is Myat Kaung Kant. Driven into the turf. Free kick para sa Myanmar. And that's obviously a foul there from Harvey. It's great to see Harvey, who is an attacking player, converted into a left back, coming up with some big crunching hits. Isn't it, Darren?
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, he was just at the other end taking a shot, and it's just showing just how hard the Philippine team is working at the moment. There's 20 minutes to go. It's still anybody's game.
Straight at goal, straight at Pintas, who spills it. That is a righteous strike there. Not clear who took it, but Pintas is... And Suba will get called. Memories from, you know that? I remember Roland Mueller released one of the Ascals for a goal with a very similar clearance once upon a time.
Well, and he's a little bit unlucky there to actually be given the foul against him. That was, 6 to 1, half a dozen to another on my book.
In other words, 50-50.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to be biased, but I mean, that I've seen them not given as well. That was quite English then. I apologise for everyone that needed the translation from Bob.
It's okay. That ball went out. Surely that ball went out. Isang substitution na nalalabi pa para sa Pilipinas. 19 minutes to go. Gagamitin kaya ni Coach Goran. The whole ball went out clearly. Gallantes. 1v1. Oh, superb tackle there by Win Mo Chao.
I think Gallantes having a good game actually.
Schrock looking for Rontini. Gayoso, hinahanap si Schrock. Schrock goes down, no call. And it's a foot race here between the goal scorer and Anthony Pintas has come up with a massive save for the Philippines to deny Hong Kong man.
Yeah, you're always going to be opened up for a counter-attack. I thought that Amani Aguinado's played his part as well in there, but it's a fantastic save. And the game is really going to get end-to-end. Both teams will want to score that goal. And a goal which would mean a lot in this SEA Games campaign.
J.R. Suba, useful ball for Uzoka to chase. He doesn't quite get there. And Uzoka looked like he was cramping up for a moment. There's a replacement here. As our goal scorer, Ong Kang Man, is stepping out, and Wen Nang Tun is coming in. He's a pure striker for Yada Narbonne. And get this, Darren, 18 years old.
Well, that's exactly what the SEA Games is about. It's not senior level football, and as a lot of countries will be trying to bred their younger players through.
Gallantes behind Uzoka, and Myanmar has to save a corner. Ongwonasoa.
I've just got this feeling that if Stefan Schrock, I know it's a lot of responsibility, if he can get it and receive it in a high position, Myanmar's defence really look like it's starting to tire. But of course, the more men that the Philippines throw forward, the more open we are for counter-attacks.
Rontini.
And I think that both sides here are playing a massive factor into giving us a great game of football to watch this evening.
Here is the final roll of the dice. Griffin McDaniel coming in for Chima Uzoka. Filipino-American. Let's see what McDaniel can give now. Falls to Suba. Suerte, corner kick. Griffin McDaniel is listed as a midfielder, 19 years old, from California Baptist University. Schrock with the corner kick. It is cleared. Suba. Rontini wisely sends it back out to Stefan Schrock. Toes it back to the middle in the direction of Gallantes. Diano's into the picture. Who's our last man? Pretty good question, I think, Darren. Suerte. Back to Pintos.
Good defending. Philippines committing everyone forwards. I think sometimes as the home team, you're just so driven, trying to get that win.
And there could be a handball there by Luen Moang. Gayoso, Rontini. So Gallantes has moved up to the center forward position in place of Chima Ozoka. So malamang may binalasa din sa midfield si Coach Coran. Schrock. Looking for McDaniel. Myanmar on the attack, and it's a foot race here. A chance now for the substitute. And Win Nang Chung, there's the Mani wagging his finger as if to say, not in my house.
And that's exactly what an 18-year-old will bring to your setup. A huge amount of pace. It's a good save, actually.
It's a save by Pintos. That's the second one he's had to make. J.R. Suba. And here is Diano. He has to get back down. And Myanmar takes the lead. Win Nang Tung with the finish.
And that's always the risk you take when you're throwing everything forwards to try to get a goal. You can be left overexposed, and I think that Myanmar had just found an area where they could exploit. They played a couple of passes just in behind the centre-backs, and even with all of the efforts, unable to keep and prevent conceding the second goal.
Miat Khao Kant with the feed. Win Nang Tung with the finish. 2-1 to Myanmar. The Philippines got a dramatic equalizer on Monday. They'll need another one tonight. Kanino kaya manggagaling? 11 minutes to go. Diano. Schrock. Daniel. Pintus pressured. Suba. Aguinaldo gives it away. Rontini. Substitution. 909 is coming in for Yat Kongkan, who just assisted in that goal.
Perhaps this is the sign of Myanmar just trying to close up the shop a little bit in the centre of the park.
Naimong Nai, 20 years old, out of Magwe, listed as a midfielder. One would imagine a holding midfielder, a number 6.
We could find the Philippines getting even more exposed if they're going to be pushing to get an equaliser.
Eight minutes to go for the Philippines to pull this one out of the fire. Suba. Suba called for the foul. This is Pintus's. Myanmar continuing to press. Suerte. The substitute, Win Nang Tun, fouls him. Philippines needs a hero right now.
Yeah, they've done it before, and I'm sure that there's still going to be the belief there for them to do it again.
Chance here again, Luen Morang. And that is not his best effort.
Just give it a little bit of time there. Got a shot off, but not to trouble the goalkeeper.
Gallantes. Gallantes wriggles free, and it's a goal kick. Time getting to be a factor, just 5 minutes and change left. The Philippines has made all 3 changes. Nang Win. Straight to Mardiano. Shrug. Trying to zip it to Suba. They're trying to work on that side with J.R. Suba. Hindi lang talaga umuubra. Rontini goes down. Rather, it's Bass. Stefan Schruck, you need something special from him. That's a good ball, but it's cleared by Myanmar. Griffin McDaniel knocks it out last. Tet Powai. And if that's a foul by, is that Suba? That's a smart foul. That's a good foul, Darren.
Yeah, he's worked across from the right-hand side. Knew that his team was in trouble. That's a professional foul there, so at least the Philippines can set up and defend a corner, free kick.
Right around here. That's a foul of an experienced player, the old duty foul, now known as tactical fouls. He's in the referee's book, but he's gotten his money's worth. That could have saved the goal. Sure, Aris Kaslib is looking on with pride here at the performance that J.R. Suba has given in these two games. Naturally, Hlang Bobo taking his time here with this free kick. Oh, and he's gone straight for the whole enchilada, and it's nowhere near the frame.
That was an ambitious one from that angle.
Schrock, there's still time. Diano's hurt. Amani has to tidy up. Diano's still down. And Myanmar sportingly fair plays.
Of course, the Philippines already used up their 3 substitutions. So Diano will have to get up and battle on. Be interesting to see how many minutes of added time there will be.
SEA Games back here in Rizal Memorial for the first time in a while. And as that has gone away, of course, this was the scene in November 28, 1991. The Philippines beat Malaysia 1-0. The efforts of Nonoy Figueroa and Elmer Bedia will never be forgotten by those of us, and I'm proud to be one of them who witnessed that game. Meanwhile, Myanmar want to put this one away. Great save by Anthony Pintus. Can they make it count, though, with a goal here? Pintus with 3 big saves in this second half.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic second half and really kept all hopes alive for the Philippines here as we're trying to mount pressure, building into the dying minutes of this game.
Suba. Hinahanap si Gallantes, di umabot sa kanya. This is Harvey Gayoso. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Myanmar doesn't like that number. The Philippines would want it even higher. Shrocky. Shrock again. Suba's been smacked in the face. No, rather, I think it's Bas who's been hit. Gallantes brought down. Free kick for the Philippines in a nice spot.
Gallantes, good work on the ball. Very good at dropping his shoulder and going either way, just drawing out a free kick.
Do we have a left-footed free kick taker? It's Suerte who took one in the kisser. Does Stefan Schrock have the range to put this in with his strong right foot? Or is he going to have to wheel this one into the box for the his onrushing teammates? Straight at goal and straight into the hands of Sansat Nai. It's awkward for a right footer, isn't it, from there?
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, it's well within some players' capability, and he has managed to get a little bit of knuckle on it. He struck it well, but just too easy for the goalkeeper to read on this occasion.
He did well to get it on frame, actually.
I mean, it's a good free kick, good technique. Not everyone can do it.
Surely that's a yellow card. Schrock. Rontini. And is it Bas? I get the two mixed up all the time.